The question that I am asked the most often is if I am American. And I mean, that's fine most of the time, but it does baffle me a little bit that we're in the year 2015 now and people still assume that somebody who sounds like me could only have come from the United States. And Canada is the second largest country in the world. We're affectionately known as the true north, but we fall off of people's radar, and I feel a bit conflicted about that. And so I sometimes think what it would be like to confess my feelings to the United States. If I kind of went to knocking on the door of our neighbor to the south and confessed these conflicted thoughts that I have. So I'm going to share that confession with you, but something that you need to know is we call our dollar coin a loonie. There's a picture of a loon on it. It's a bird. We nicknamed it a loonie. Just go with it. Oh, say, can you see the true north, strong and free? We're your neighbor next door, and we're gallantly dealing with your broad stripes and bright stars, leaving oil-thirsty, natural resource-hungry scars all over our sparsely populated landscape. You are omnipotent and full of bravado. You eclipse our nation and leave us in shadow. You are at the center of the continent we share. Evidence of your influence is everywhere. You leave me keeping quiet in foreign lands, reluctant to stand out, because when I open my mouth to speak, heads spin and eyes snap wide, and I face the inevitable question, the perpetuating assumption about my country of origin. So, are you from America then? No, I say, actually I'm Canadian. And if I had a loonie, or a nickel, or a dime for every time I get the response, oh, Canada, it's pretty much the same as America, isn't it? Well, hell, I'd be rich. We are not the 51st state. We are still a relatively different nation. The reality of the situation is that you are the handsome, dashing, neon flashing point of comparison. You created and innovated and owned so much of what the world sees. You set the global tone, and so it seems we're left doing our best impression like a kid sister playing dress up, doing our best to measure up, trying desperately to come up with an answer to the question, tell me, what's something that's uniquely Canadian? Well, I stammer as I rack my brain, grasping for some specific spot on which to stake our claim, until I realize that's not really how we play this game. I mean, you are omnipotent and full of bravado, and you eclipse our nation and leave us in shadow, but maybe that's not so bad, considering the track record we've had of abuse of cultures, tribes, and bands, of ongoing theft of indigenous lands, of our own partial responsibility for being resource-hungry and oil-thirsty, of our ever-growing divide between the haves and the have-nots. So we've got a reputation for being generally friendlier. My homeland is not utopia, despite how we get spun in the media. No matter how high I stand on my soapbox to say, we are not the USA, we are still a relatively different nation. The reality of the situation is that every day our so-called leaders march ever further to the right, and at night cozy up tight under the blanket of your star-spangled banner. And so the manner in which I try to identify what it means to be Canadian, will it always be in comparison to you? The red, white, and true beauty of the flag that bears the maple leaf is a testament to my belief that we are not a nation built on world-dominating slogans and golden arches. Our nation is the sum of our multicultural parts. We're a melting pot of languages, traditions, histories, and creeds, simmering with insight, compassion, and creativity. And while we may never bear a singular, loud and proud national identity, the truth of our spirit and our geography is that we will always be the true north, strong and free.